Hello guys, today we're going to go over the 10 most common phrases in English. And you need to know these guys because we use these phrases every day. So it's very important that you take note and practice saying these phrases, because when you go out and speak with native English speakers, they will probably use these phrases. And you can use them too to help you sound more like a native English speaker, okay? So number one, guys, remember we're doing 10. So the first one, number one is, I'd love to, but. So guys, this is a great expression when you want to say no to an invitation maybe. Someone invites you to their birthday, but you don't really want to go. So it's important that you say, in a polite way, you don't say, no, I don't want to go, or I can't go. For us, it's very direct. It's better to use something more positive and not so direct, but softer. For example, I'd love to, but I'm busy that day. You can invent an excuse. So it's a great way to reject an invitation, and it sounds good, it sounds positive, and it will work. So guys, take note. I'd love to, but, and then have an excuse. But I'm meeting with my family that day, for example, yeah?
I'd love to, but I have to work.
So that's number one. Perfect for rejecting an invitation. Number two is, by the way. So, by the way is to introduce a new topic very softly, in a good way, natural. It sounds natural. So, for example, let's imagine your friend borrowed some money from you. So, when you're talking with him, hey, so how are you? Naturally talking, and you want to introduce the topic, you say, by the way, do you remember I lent you $10 or 10 pesos? Can you possibly pay me back? So, by the way is perfect to introduce a new idea when you're speaking with someone. By the way, guys.
Hey, man. Hey, by the way.
Okay, guys, so phrase number three is, don't get me wrong, but. This is a very good phrase to learn when you have an idea which is difficult to communicate. So I will give you an example to help you. So imagine my city. The traffic is really bad in my city. Don't get me wrong, I love my city, but the traffic is really bad. So you say an idea, a bad thing about the idea, but then you correct it to say that you actually like the city. Or for example, golf is very slow. The sport is slow. But don't get me wrong, I love to play it. But when I watch it on television, it's a little slow. But don't get me wrong, I love to play it. Do you understand? So you say one thing negative about the topic, but then you correct it to say an overall view. I hope that helps you.
Don't get me wrong.
So number four, guys, is the expression, how come? How come? It means why. We use how come like why. So for example, I don't like romantic movies. And you can say, how come? Which means why. So we use how come. Native English speakers use how come a lot. So if you want to sound more natural, guys, and more informal with your friends speaking in English, how come? Remember, is why, okay?
How come?
Well, my guy's a painter.
Phrase number five, guys, is long story short. So this is perfect when you're telling a very long story, but you want to make it shorter, so you can cut it shorter. So the phrase, long story short. For example, a person asks you, what did you do on the weekend? Well, so I went with my friend to Buenos Aires city, and we were doing some sightseeing around the city. But long story short, we went to the police because we had a problem with the car, and we had a car accident. So long story short, we went to the police. So guys, this is a long story, but you don't have time to tell the story. So you just say, long story short, after a little bit of the story. Does that make sense, guys?
Anyway, long story short.
Okay, the next one is the thing that. We use this phrase, the thing that, to emphasize a point. So, for example, the thing that I love about Cordoba is the friendly people. So when you're talking about a topic and you want to express a particular point about something, you can use this phrase. Let's take another example. The thing that I love about football is the passion of the people. When they cheer and when they yell. The thing that, guys, is a great phrase to use, okay? Next one is, if I were you. This phrase, guys, is really good. So, for example, if your friend, you're giving him advice, and for example, your friend, he doesn't like his job, you can say, if I were you, I would talk to my boss, or if I were you, I would start searching for a new job, okay? It's very good when you're giving someone advice, if I were you. Great.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Number 8, guys. Long time no see. Long time no see. So guys, this is perfect when you haven't seen someone for a long time and you meet them, you say, hey, how's it going? Long time no see. It basically means that you have not seen them for a long time. And we use this a lot with native English speakers. So if you go to a reunion and you haven't seen a friend in 10 years, you can say, wow, how's it going? Long time no see is a common phrase, guys. You can use it, okay?
Hey, long time no see.
And the number 9 now is better late than never. So guys, this is perfect when you wish someone happy birthday and you're one day late or a week late. You can say to the person, happy birthday, better late than never. So you know that you're one day late or maybe you're 10 days late, but better late than never. We use this a lot, especially for this particular situation in the birthday. But you can use it for many other situations, yeah?
Better late than never, huh?
And guys, the last one, number 10, is call it a day. So this is perfect, guys, when you finish work. You know that feeling, guys, when you finish work, you can say, let's call it a day, which means let's finish, let's stop working. I think the boss of your company would say this phrase, hey guys, let's call it a day, which means let's stop working. Let's call it a day.
Okay, let's call it a day.
So guys, they're the 10 phrases. Remember, I hope you've taken note, and remember, try to use these phrases because these are very common. We always use them in everyday speech. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the class and see you next time.